And we're back in progress.
Thank you.
I'm pretty proud of myself. I kept my train of thought going through that. That was probably planned, Mike. You're testing me out.
Not at all.
Yeah. Anyways, as we know, Gutenberg invented the printing press. That was back in 1905. And interestingly enough, he invented the printing press, and 90% of the population of Germany were illiterate. He still went ahead with it. And we know the rest of the story, that it changed the way we do things moving forward. And then along came the internet, and it changed things dramatically, and it's only just started. And so I guess the point of my message is that, it is changing. It's continuing to change. We've gone through COVID. We've adapted to that. Where we're going to end up at the other side, I'm not sure. But, it's just all part of the process. And we can't do everything that we'd like to. Every new shiny object that comes along, we'd like to be part of it. But we got to pick what we can. And we got to learn what we can. And as long as we're on the learning curve, we're going to be just fine. And so that's my philosophy. And I got rid of my bike because I wasn't about to put a motor on it. So I'm not completely converted over. But anyways, that's my once upon a time story for you to kick this off. So to get things going, we have Colleen Bierman. Colleen has just been an incredible asset with us. Colleen, has it been 4 years or 5 years?
5 years this month.
5 years, and she came over from the competition, and I can't believe that they let her go. And she's just been an incredible asset for us and just done some great marketing programs for us. And today she's going to talk about the things I mentioned earlier. So to kick things off, we're going to go to the offices. And so we have 4 offices, and we've got the kiosk. And I should mention to you, and I don't know if this is on your agenda, Colleen, to talk about the key system, the fob system.
Mike did mention it, so I can cover it if you like, but go ahead.
Yeah, so we're setting it up so that you're going to have access to all 4 offices and the kiosk if you decide. So whenever you're in the area, we'll have a fob system set up where you'll be able to go into the office and you'll be able to access all the equipment. Your code will be there. And so it'll just be a more convenient for you in the 4 areas that we are. And just in case you've forgotten where the Brookswood location is.
Redefine your career. Are you looking for something more than a job? You've worked hard to get your real estate license, but aren't getting the traction you want. We're looking for highly motivated people who want to learn and build a meaningful career with higher standards. In an industry long seen as transactional, Home Life Benchmark Realty instead leans into our agent-centric model, helping you find your purpose while creating a career you can be proud of. Here in our new Brookswood location, grow your career like the community you live in. If you're a recent university grad or a lifelong learner, we'd love to hear from you. If you're looking for success and value, the opportunity to work with like-minded people in a fast-growing, dynamic community, move to what moves you. Find where you belong.
Okay, and that's right at 40th and 200th Street. And Colleen is now going to talk about the what we've been doing with the upgrades and the tenant improvements.
So, good morning, everybody. We're super excited about what's coming together in the Brookswood location. Been hard at work on the transition and trying to coordinate what we can bring from your current office, just to, reutilize everything that's possible. So we've got kind of a blend of things happening. It's not a huge space, so we want to be very mindful of multi-use and what we can accommodate, what we can't. But I think we've got a really good blend, and it's going to look really sharp. So this is just a very rough mock-up, just to give you a little bit of an idea. The front door is in the center of the wall. You may know if you've driven by, in the front of the glass, the storefront. And so as you would enter the front door on your right, you would look and see these chairs in the seating area. Your current credenza that is in your current reception area will be there. And the green wall with the Home Life green with our core values there, and a commemorative clock from that says Home Life established 1984, I believe. And that green wall will extend down through the glass wall, which is what you see there that's gray. with the white Home Life logo on it. That's actually a glass wall. The whole boardroom will be glass, and the green wall will be visible all the way down to Mike's office, which will touch the boardroom. On the far side of Mike's office, there'll be a space for, I believe you have a commercial broker that's going to have a small office there. They will be very cozy. They'll have built-in furniture to accommodate as much as possible, but I think it'll be very efficient. On the left, Rick, if you can, oh, sorry, Rick, can you move the slide down one to the next one? This is just a very small idea of what the boardroom would look like. So this is continuing down from the foyer area there. Something on the wall, that's my reminder to do something about the wall. There's a big TV there. The boardroom table will have a data port in it, so you can plug in your devices when you're having your meetings there. Room for 6 people, and again, all glass. And then Rick, if you want to move to the next one. So when you walk in the door on your left, on the east wall, this is what you will see, a new reception desk. It will have the same finish as the boardroom table, which will all be visible from the same spot. And then there'll be no separation. You'll walk almost immediately into the open area down the left, which has custom millwork built in. So it's not just a long counter, but it has kind of rounded kidney sections on either end to accommodate, say, non-private meetings, or just where you just have to have a client come in and sign. There's kind of round areas on the end there that will accommodate two or three people, depending on COVID and how close you can be jammed in there. So there's room for, I believe it's 6, 7, 8 seats there. There's a large TV on the wall above it. We'll have some interesting stuff on there. And that's all the sneak previews that you're going to see. Those are the current chairs that you have now in your Langley office. They'll be coming over. And there's some other things coming as well. But so we try to reuse as much as possible, just to be conscious of our landfills and budget. So that's kind of an idea. There will be behind the commercial agent's office on the west side again. There is a kitchenette with a fridge, microwave, water access, coffee pot, copier, large Canon copier, room to assemble your papers and your CMAs and that kind of thing, mailboxes. All of that will be all back in kind of just a U-shape area just in front of the bathrooms. And yeah, I think it's going to be very compact, very classy, and should do the job really quite nicely. So if you have questions, maybe we could take them at the end. I don't know, Rick, if we're doing questions or not. Maybe Mike can answer them. Michael has been involved in some of this. And the next, do you want me to cover the phones next?
Yeah, go ahead. I'll do that.
The phones or the website?
Whichever you like. Do you want to do the website first?
Sure. We've been talking about streamlining a lot of things, because with this opportunity of combining the 4 offices, there's been a lot of opportunity to streamline a lot of things, and one of them has been the website. So we currently have, I believe, 5 different websites, and in talking to people who specialize in SEO, which is search engine optimization, which is how people find you when they search for real estate in a certain area, it's come to our attention that it would be in our best interest to combine all of them and then have pages for each office. So we're all going to come under the homelifebc.com umbrella, and then each office will then have a page there which will become their website. So for instance, the Langley office would be homelifebc.com/Langley, and that would now become your new URL. And your website then would break out into everything that's specific to your office. So that would be the same for White Rock, for Cloverdale, and eventually for Willoughby. So we're working on that. That's a work in progress. It's my next project after we get the Brookswood office open. And I just have to go through and streamline a few things on all of the sites to make sure it all dovetails, and then that will be the next thing come up. And then we'll be generating some organic leads, and we should be coming up higher in the organic search rankings. It just takes a little while as far as getting into Google's algorithms and that kind of thing. And the other cool thing that we're trying to streamline, Rick, if you go to the next slide, is the phone system. So this started with the fact that the White Rock phone system is on its last legs and needed to be replaced. And then as we were doing research, we realized there was great new technology out there. And so we're going with a new system that is not wired in. It's a voice over the internet system, but is used by several large companies all over the Lower Mainland with great success. And so some of the key components that made us decide on this system is that we can transfer calls directly to your cell phone. There's no need for touch base or any of that kind of thing. We can text you directly from a computer. So your conveyance, your admin, anybody in the office doesn't need to use their personal cell phone if they need to text you, or they could text you. It just makes it more convenient. It all runs through an app that's accessible from tablet, phone, computer, whatever. So it also that offers you an extra layer of privacy if you choose to. You can have a personal and a business number. So you can advertise your business number, answer it, and send text and messages through your app versus having all your personal and all your business calls go to the same cell phone number. So if you wanted to have an extra layer of privacy there, you could. You can also forward that number to someone who's going to cover your business while you're away, and not have to take your all your calls with you on your phone. The other benefit is that one receptionist can transfer calls to any of the 4 offices. So a call comes into White Rock, it's for a Langley realtor. We're like, no problem. We don't have to just give out a new phone number. We can transfer that directly to you. Another option here is that we can have direct numbers for teams or for individuals if they wish. And the team can forward that to one person. They can be designated to take the calls that day if people are off or want to be off. And voicemails can also be emailed, and it eliminates the need for an answering service. So those are some of the key features that we felt were worthwhile, and we're looking forward to having that installed. It should be up and running the day you move in on the 30th. And following that, the other streamlining that we're doing is obviously the photocopiers are all going to be the same. And we wanted everybody to have access to all 4 offices. And then that brings up, how do you access the offices? So and part of our streamlining is that every office will be accessed exactly the same way with exactly the same access system. So some offices right now have keys, some have fobs, some have whatever. The way we're going to do this is have one company install all of the alarm systems, which all are controlled from one app. And then each realtor will then have access to all of the 4 offices from an app on their phone. So you can disarm if perhaps you're in White Rock and you want to use the White Rock boardroom on the weekend, and you can walk up to the door, disarm the app or the alarm via the app, enter the office, use the boardroom, come back out, and it will automatically arm back up, I think within a few seconds after you leave. So and then if somebody from White Rock wants to go to Langley, same thing. So it's all run through your phone, no need for a key, no need for a fob, any of that. And it's easily monitored via video. So if there's an alarm go off in the middle of the night, currently we have a staff member driving to offices, checking the alarms in the middle of the night, that will stop, and she will be much happier. So I think that's everything I'm supposed to cover. Rick, is there anything I've missed?
No, I think you got everything. We'll see if there's any Q&As on that. And while we're waiting, just a couple of comments on the Brookswood office. Within the glass boardroom, we're also looking at building in, we'll have some cameras that will be built into the wall at eye level. So we're looking at things like that to take it to the next level. Our White Rock office, we've done a revamp of the inside over the last 2 years. And right now they're doing a remake of the outside. So it's long overdue. It's been around for over 20-25 years. And so they're doing a major upgrade of the outside of it. So yeah, it's going to have a whole different look to it, and we're excited about that. So any Q&A, any questions on what we've covered so far?
So quick question on access to the office. So there's no fobs, it's just you have an app on your phone to gain access to the offices?
It's looking like that's the system we're going with. I'm just waiting on a final price, but I'm almost positive it's going to be what we land up with. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, on Canuck Place, it's, was there a question? Sorry, I missed that. Anyways, Canuck Place has been very dear to our hearts over the years, for the last 9 years. And when you consider the 10 years previous to that, we were involved with the Variety Children. We've raised over $2 million. And Canuck Place over the last while, and Mike's mentioned this a couple of times, that we set this up where, because we weren't having the golf tournament, so we allowed our salespeople to set it up so they could contribute on each transaction, 75, 100, $150. And that goes directly to Canuck Place. And then in turn, Canuck Place will send a letter to your clients and say on behalf of you that they've contributed to this fund. There's a bit of a write-up on the fund. And then you get a copy of the letter. And in addition to that, you're able to use the branding within your signature or what have you. And so it's really worked well. We're now up to 39 realtors that have participated in it. We've raised over $17,000 since we initiated this. This year, we're not having the golf tournament again, but we will be having it June, I think it's June 22nd of next year, and we're looking at doing it at Northview. And again, we're going to have the Canuck alumni out and get back to what we were doing a couple of years ago. So that's in the works, and we're looking for everybody to participate in that in one form or fashion. The nice thing about the Canuck Place, the donation on the transaction, is you don't have to do anything just on your deal sheet. Just say that you want to contribute X amount of dollars, and everything is looked after you after the processing for you. Our kiosk, we mentioned this last time, but it is available to everybody, and it's getting busy and people are getting leads from it. It's just outside of Winners. And so it's a good location, and it's 282-inch screens. And there's the scheduling of it. We're running 3-hour shifts, and we do a newsletter for it, which will be available for you to hand out. And then at each corner, you can see the screens on each corner, and they're interactive screens, and it incorporates your URL when you're in there. And anybody that goes onto the interactive screens, they're able to ask for a CMA or participate in our sweepstakes, find out about property management or whatever it might be. And
is that the Winners in White Rock or Langley? Where?
Oh, that's in White Rock. Sorry, Lori. That's Semiahmoo Mall.
Thank you.
Now, Incom, we wanted to talk about this because this is a service that we have for our existing offices. And we've tried everything from Boomtown to, I can't remember the last name. Do you remember KV Core? Both American companies. And we spent a lot of resources on working with them and set it up for our companies. And for whatever reason, it just didn't take off. Incom have upgraded their system substantially. And what we did was we arranged with James Davies, who's the coach in the White Rock office, to provide training to our salespeople. And so we've had a lot of success with it. It's provides you with web services, and we'll talk a little bit about that, and also the CRM, which they've now incorporated IA into it. And as of, I think, the end of this month, and maybe Kimberly will be able to confirm this, but they're also going to have the texting availability. And so from what I can see, what Incom provides, the web services and the CRM, is comparable to anything that's out there, if not better. And this is available for you, and we're not charging for that. We just felt that the lifeblood of the industry is the CRM, and so and only 20% of the industry has it. Kind of interesting, but we want everybody to be aware of it, and so we're making it easy for you. We set up your websites, and then you can get together with James, and he'll either do a Zoom meeting or individual, depending how many are interested, and get you going on it. And there's a lot of features to it. And what I'll do is I'll quickly run this. I think it's about a 2-minute video, hopefully.
Generating online leads doesn't have to break the bank, and it certainly isn't rocket science. With Incom's full-featured real estate lead generation platform, generating traffic and more leads is simple. With multiple interchangeable website designs, captivating users with your brand is as easy as clicking a button. Plus, with advanced map search functionalities not available anywhere else, buyers can pin down their dream home in seconds and redeem VIP access to their personal searches. With you as the main point of contact for each listing taken directly from your MLS, generating leads is a one-step process. Plus, you can share any listings to over 250 different social media sites for maximum exposure. Branded and unbranded landing pages are also built into your website for improved lead generation. Our price drop alert landing page is turning heads everywhere, giving buyers instant access to recently reduced listings in their local area of choice. Leads generated from the website or the landing pages will be automatically added into your CRM and assigned to a drip email campaign with a series of emails relevant to the user's searches and behavior on your website. Gauging your automated online lead nurturing is a breeze with lead reports and engagement reports designed for optimum conversions. Activate your automated online marketing platform today and join our top producing agents for the best return on your investment. Incom, more clicks, more leads, more clients.
Now, how do I get back?
I can see it fine here on my end, but I don't know why a few people cannot see it.
What was that, Mike?
I said I can see the income slides that you're sharing, but a few people have mentioned they cannot see it.
Oh, well, I'm not sure. Hopefully the majority can see it, and then we're recording it, so
Yes.
they'll be able to see it thereafter. So there's some of the highlights, and you'll get a copy of this when we send it out. So it gives you an overview of all the services that are available through it. And I'm just going to breeze through the next part of it, but it kind of gives you sampling. That's James Davies' website, what that looks like. And you can have your featured listings in there. Our listings that you know are obviously that you have on the market. What's my what's my home worth? And then your CRM, there's an overview of what that looks like. And then your lead book, tracking your leads. And then your content management system. And then you can also do newsletters. There's some information resources for you to include. And then you can do the QR code. And then there's different themes that you can incorporate into it. Then you can search by your map search. And there's a calendar incorporated. And there's a lot of pre-recorded webinars that you can watch, different videos. There's the video tutorials. And again, you can search by the map with whatever your protocol is for it. And so, Kimberly, is there anything you'd like to add to that part of it?
Yeah, of course. If just hopping back over to the CRM feature in your lead book, one great feature you can do within your lead book is we are working really closely into getting the texting feature set up. But right now you can schedule follow-ups in your lead book. And you also do have the availability and the access to, look at each lead's details. So you can see, what listings they've viewed. So you can kind of see like what place, like what styles, how many bedrooms, what they're looking for. Like you can see all of that information. And another great thing you can do is you as the agent can set up saved searches for all of your leads. So you can, of course, look at the listings they viewed, and based on their criteria, you can set up a saved search that will automatically send out emails on your behalf to the client with all of the listings that are available in the area too. So it's just like, that's just a really great, like, it's a really quick thing you can set up, and it's a really great way to stay top of mind. You're always kind of staying in contact with them, and it's kind of happening for you automatically on the back end. So that's a really great feature. That comes up with your CRM. And another just a couple things to point out when you mentioned like the map search and everything, you can also configure your map search too. So if you do want to target like a specific neighborhood or something, thank you for bringing up the slide. If you want to configure your map search to a specific area or a neighborhood that you want to work in or you wish to target, you can do that as well. So it just makes it a little bit easier. And again, it's just a really great way to make your website a little bit more unique and sort of stand out and everything. And if you just don't mind going back up to the, I think it was the correspondence and everything you were, if you were highlighting like setting up newsletters and everything, you also do have the opportunity to set up, we have email campaigns. So we have drip email campaigns that actually are already set up and created when you sign it, or when you get a website with us. So we have 3 email drip campaigns that are already created for you. And as long as your leads are added to those categories, they'll start getting correspondence from you as well. So again, it's just a really great way, to stay top of mind and keep in touch with them. And as well, you can set up standalone campaigns. So that's just like one individual email that you can send out. And those are really great too. I always like to say those are really good for if you have an upcoming open house that you want to target, you can send out open houses. You can also do holiday cards as well. And the holiday cards are really great too, because you can schedule them out yearly. So for example, if you want to send out like a happy Thanksgiving one, or even maybe something like that, so it ends up on the same day, like New Year's Day is always on the same day. You can schedule those out as well, and you can just set it up once and then it'll go out every single year. And again, just a really good way to keep in touch and make it a little more personal too. And I think that's everything I wanted to touch base on.
Okay. Just one of the things that we really appreciate about Incom is that we've been working with them for, I don't know, over 10 years now, I guess. And we went out and we tried these other companies that I mentioned earlier. And Dimitri, who we deal with, said that, we're going to get up to speed and we're going to get things done and we'll be as good as what they are, if not better. And so we kept an eye on it, and sure enough, they've come to the surface. But what's really good about Incom is that they're accessible. And when you try and get a hold of them, they get back to you in a very reasonable period of time. And I certainly have a good working relationship with Dimitri. And whenever there's a concern or some suggestions, like we talked to him about BombBomb, like, can we get BombBomb incorporated into it? Because we think that's a large part of it. So Dimitri's looking at setting that up so that we have that in place, which we think is really, really important.
Yeah, and I mean, we have also been growing too. So we have, like you mentioned, we do the pre-recorded webinars. We also have live webinars every week that everyone's always invited to come to. And we also have a really great onboarding team as well. So if anybody needs a little further assistance or anything, you can always contact us for assistance at any time.
Yeah. And the other thing that we just recently been talking to Dimitri about is having the ability to use Zapier, which is a conduit, so that we can go directly from our CRM into Nuance. So we're examining that right now, see what the cost of doing that is. But that's something that we're obviously wanting to do, and we feel that again, it's going to be good. It's going to be more convenient. It's all integrated. It eliminates errors, and of course, that's a large part of our focus right now, is to ensure that we protect our real estate license with all the compliance